Giannis just said that he might be leaving Milwaukee, so let's go ahead and talk about that.
I got something better. You know how you always wanted a real diamond engagement ring?
Oh my God!
That's right, I bought a horse.
Welcome back to Nathan Burnett, episode 86, guys. I'm here with my man Ceejay, as always.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm sorry, I'm eating some chips, but we've been here for like 4 or 5 years now, right?
Yes, sir. I have an edit coming about exactly that called 5 years of Nathan Burnett. It'll be a sentimental video coming out. So actually funny that you bring that up because I wasn't even planning to talk about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get just straight into it. Once again, Giannis has alluded to the fact that he might leave Milwaukee. So I wanted to go ahead and discuss maybe some potential spots that he may be going, how Ceejay feels about it, if it's the best move for him to stay, for him to go, and kind of what the league might look like afterwards, what the atmosphere is around all of that sort of stuff. So I have a video coming out later this week diving into more of the stats and analytics of why Giannis should leave and his impact on Milwaukee. So if you're seeing this on the day that the podcast is dropping, go ahead and make sure that you sub with the notifications on so you can see that video when it comes out. And if you are watching the podcast later this week, when that video is already out, it should be up here in the top right corner as well as in the description for you guys. So go ahead and check that out. But we can go ahead and get right into it. So Ceejay, I will open it up to you. How do you feel about Giannis potentially leaving Milwaukee? Do you think that it's the best move for him? How it will impact the Bucks themselves? Do you think once he's gone, they're going to have to blow it up, or they're going to be stuck like the Bulls? What's your feelings towards it? Is it time for him to go, or?
Well, yes, it is time for him to go, and we've seen this over all the years that the Bucks they actually tried. I see a lot of people trashing the Bucks organization, and I feel like it's unfair. They did the right moves. They was trying to make win now moves, and those win now moves just didn't correlate to actual wins. So, are we really going to fault the organization? Now, I feel like Giannis, him asking out for a trade, except for just leaving in free agency and not signing back with them, is the best option that he did for the Milwaukee Bucks and their organization. Now, the package they're going to receive for him, I don't know. I did see a lot of rumors about the Knicks. They actually was going to trade for him at the beginning of the season or the season before it started, and it was actually kind of crazy. I don't even see Giannis as on the Knicks roster. I don't know if they're going to just like replace Karl Anthony Towns or any other player, but there's actually other teams that could use Giannis. I seen people saying the Rockets. I don't think the Rockets can actually do it, but it's just hypotheticals. The Hawks and the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young is on the market. His extension is almost over. Not extension. His contract is almost over. He still hasn't received an extension for the rest of the contract. So, it's just certain teams like that. You don't really realize, hey, they can actually make a move for a generational player. We're talking about a top 3 power forward all time, and he's already still in his prime. So, he want to maximize his window. He want to be a legend. He want to be up there on the Mount Rushmores of basketball Hall of Fame. So, Giannis he's gonna do what he's gonna do, and it's just unfortunate on every single player. I feel like the Bucks did everything, and it was coming off of they're doing too much. It was coming off as malpractice. So, yeah, I feel like everybody need to chill out on the Bucks organization. I feel like if it was Braun, everybody will be hyping it up. They tried their best.
Mm-hmm.
Even had his brother sign in for multiple years. It's kind of crazy. How do you feel?
So I'm surprised that you started off the conversation by saying that they were making win now moves. because that's something that, again, in the scripted video, I really broke down the numbers of. And I talked about how every single move that they made was a negative one, which is why the team is doing so bad right now.
Yeah.
And especially the Kyle Kuzma trade.
Okay, yeah, that Kyle Kuzma, that was pretty bad.
I evaluated his on-off numbers, and the on-off numbers show that the Bucks score 20 more points when he's off the court. Like, it's that bad. And so I don't really... I think they were really just in panic mode because of the amount of contracts that they had after 2021. And they tried to trade away a lot of their money and tried to get what they could, but it ultimately didn't work. I also talked previously on the podcast, it might have even been an episode that you were on, that I said the Drew trade was not going to work, and I wasn't sure if you agreed with me or disagreed with me on that.
Yeah, I agreed with you. Yeah, I agreed with you. Yeah,
because I said that they were going fully into offense instead of defense, and that's exactly what happened. They dropped several ratings in defensive rating, and the ironic thing is they didn't even jump that high in offensive rating. They actually went down a little bit for offensive rating for a few years, which the whole point of getting Dame was that it was going to be, Dame time, and they were going to boost the offense and space the floor and all that stuff, which didn't happen. And injuries play part in that, of course, but that goes into the fact that injuries, they're placing so much weight on Giannis and Dame, and now Dame's gone, so it's pretty much fully on Giannis. And so I think that the best move for them is to see, not only the best move for Giannis, but the best move for the Bucks as well, is to, at this point, just see what they can get. And I think the best thing that they could get, honestly, isn't even players. And I know that is like maybe a hot take, like whenever a superstar's traded, people want to see a superstar return. You can obviously see that with people's reaction to the Luka trade. They're like, you traded Luka for fucking AD, and they wanted to see if Luka got traded, they wanted to see a Luka equivalent player in return. But the thing is that the Bucks, they don't have any first round picks until 2030, and they don't have any second round picks until 2033. Because of the amount of other trades that they've made with Middleton and Drew Holiday and all of that. So I think the best thing to do would be to trade him to get some picks back, and then try and just rebuild from the bottom up in the draft. Because that's kind of what the Nets have done. Obviously, the Nets aren't great right now, but that's what the Nets did with their trades. And I actually complimented them on that with the fact that they traded away KD, or they traded to get KD, by giving away a lot of their picks. And so whenever they traded KD and Kyrie back, their biggest offer was, their biggest ask was they got like 3 or 4 draft picks back for him, I believe. And to me, that was a really good move because even though you still gave up a lot to get KD and Kyrie and Harden, and the experiment failed, you're still kind of cutting your losses and trying to recuperate, what you can get. And so I think that the Bucks right now are kind of in that position, if they get rid of Giannis, where they do not have draft picks for the next couple of years. And I think it would be best to kind of try and replace that as best you can and simply see what you can do. And there's been a lot of Giannis rumors over the past few years. Pretty much anytime something goes wrong with the Bucks, people Photoshop Giannis in a different jersey. But this year, he's been very vocal about possibly leaving. There was the Shams bomb that came out that he's actually sitting down with his agent and talking about it, which is why people are making all of these potential packages and stuff, because it seems very real now, because he is literally sitting down with his agent and being like, should I stay or not? And
Yeah.
there was an article that came out in October of this year, so it's recent, but it's 2 months old now. After the Wizards loss, or like before the Wizards loss, that kind of sparked all this. And even then, before the Wizards loss, he was kind of shaky because he said in the article, he was kind of 50-50. He said that he said something that made him seem like he was very loyal to Milwaukee by saying, whenever I put on this jersey and walk into this arena, that's all that matters. Implying that if I'm a Buck, that's what's important to me. Like, Milwaukee has my loyalty. Like, it holds a special spot in my heart. But he also ended that quote by saying, if I change my mind in 6 months, that's okay too. He literally said that. And so if we want to get technical here, we can even get exact with it. And I don't even know if this was Giannis just spitballing or if Giannis did the math himself. But what is October plus 6 months? We got October, November, December, and then January, February. So 4 months. And 4 months is around the trade deadline. Yeah. So I don't know. But
so you think he's more insinuating like free agency, or
I think I don't know if he's going to request a trade like right now, because I think he's still kind of 50-50 because I think he's still kind of 50-50 with his loyalty right now. But he did say, give it 6 months. If I change my mind, I change my mind. And again, I think the best thing for him to do is, and the Bucks, is for him to walk, because he's not going to see any more success in Milwaukee anytime soon. And he said, again, you can go to different articles with him, and he said, I'll always be loyal to this team as long as we're winning. But that as long as we're winning isn't happening anymore. So, yeah, I think it's best that if he wants to preserve his prime, he needs to go. If the Bucks want to continue winning as well, they need to rebuild without him with picks or whatever player that they draft for him or trade for him. But I do think that it will be a difficult time for him to leave because, and I talked a little bit about this in the scripted video as well, that Milwaukee means so much to him because it is the team that saved him from his, financial situation. And that's why he is so loyal to Milwaukee. And it's going to be very difficult if he leaves. But I've seen some people compare this, and this I'll open this up to you because I know I've been talking for a little bit. But
no, go ahead.
I've seen people compare this because, again, of the sentimentality of Milwaukee. What holds a bigger value of KD leaving OKC or Giannis leaving Milwaukee? And I think the biggest difference here, though, is that people villainized KD for leaving OKC, but I think it's gotten to the point where if Giannis leaves Milwaukee, people are more on Giannis's side and sort of like, I understand, versus KD was more of like the snake move. But even still, one a hero, one a villain, it still has that same level of emotion to it, I think people are saying. But do you think that's blowing it out of proportion, or can you kind of see that?
I mean, I can see that way because, Seattle, like when KD was on the Thunder, they just got there. It's not like he was literally drafted to the OKC. He was drafted to Seattle. He played a whole season in Seattle. So, it's just them just gaining new players,
Yeah.
So I can and Giannis won him a chip.
Yeah.
And how many years? So, I can. But I mean, if you start seeing Giannis just like injured or on limited minutes, they're talking about moving him.
Yeah. I think it was more so like people talking about, again, it's like the sentimentality where it's like KD leaving OKC, like the team he started at, even though again technically it was Seattle, and then like it was such a big move because it was like you're leaving for the team that literally beat us, versus Giannis is like sentimental because it's like this is the team that like saved him, helped him like make like, I don't want to say make him who he is because he put like the hard work in, but like gave him the opportunity, I guess is the better like verbiage. And like Giannis himself sees it that way, like where he talks a lot about like, you know, I was selling sunglasses on the street and like Milwaukee took a chance on me type thing. So but with all that said, with sort of the sentimentality and emotions around it, we'll go ahead and jump into some potential offers. I know you already mentioned the Knicks and potentially the Hawks. So I want to kind of go through that. I guess I'll start it with the Hawks because you had mentioned it. Because people have been putting a lot of Hawks packages together. ESPN puts the package with the Hawks getting Giannis and Cole Anthony, and the Bucks get Trae Young and Zachary Risasher, as well as the Bucks get first round, 2026 first round, 2027 first round, 2029 first round, and then 2031 first round, and yeah, that's it for the Atlanta Bucks package. I've seen a lot of people say that Giannis won't go to Atlanta just because it's such a different atmosphere from Milwaukee. You know, you're going from not to make it like a political thing, but like people joke like you're going from a town of a bunch of white people in Milwaukee up north to like a more southern area down south. So it's a completely different environment, and so that's why people are saying like that it's gonna be different for him, and that's why he won't want to go. But I don't know. I think it's a decent trade package. Again, mostly because of the first round picks. I kind of talked about that already. I think it's better. I think it works for the Bucks, not necessarily because of Trae Young and Risasher, because I really don't think the players matter too much in it, but more so that they get four first rounders in that. And so obviously you're a Spurs fan, which is how we met and everything, but you are in around the Atlanta area. So you can also give some feedback. So what do you think about all that?
So Nathan, I know you've never been to Atlanta, but in Atlanta, it's very it's more. Even though you can go by statistics, but the areas that Giannis will be in, it will be more of the areas where you will be at. You know, like it will be over there. Yeah.
I like how you're doing the same thing I did. You're like trying to think of like the PC way to say it.
Yeah. We're not gonna cancel. Yeah, we're not gonna. But it's very but it's very diverse. It's really about to become New York 2.0. I'm not gonna lie. So if Giannis does get traded to the Hawks, it will be scary times. I'm sorry. They somehow keep Jalen Johnson, Giannis. That front line will be actually nasty. And I can see them making so much wreckage in the East that they will kind of be sleepers. The only thing is just I trust into the Hawks of replacing and getting good guards.
That's what I was about to mention. I was gonna ask about that. I was like, if you trade away Young and Risasher, though, is that how are you saying the Hawks are scary if they have zero guards? And they're trading in this trade. They trade all their draft picks, so that they can't draft a new guard. So
like I was, this is what I was saying that you know, even though those mocks, you know how the CBA is and how everything messed up, and
Yeah.
a trade like that, it's probably likely, but they're probably going to give up less. So I really trust Atlanta in getting guards because guards, it's more expressive for a guard to go to Atlanta.
Hmm.
Tall guys in Atlanta, it don't really kind of make sense. You kind of get laughed at if you're very like overly tall. But like, let's say
Hmm.
you're 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". That exactly. This is your time to be in Atlanta because
Hmm.
that's the perfect height you want to be at. So the guard market for Atlanta is very high. They can replace whoever they need to. Also, you said there's an option they're probably going to get Cole Anthony
Yeah.
in return. I think Cole Anthony is a good piece. I won't say a starting piece, but he could definitely be a plug-in piece off the bench. And I feel like they can definitely win. Like they have enough playmaking that's coming from that from the not the front court. Yeah, they got a lot of playmaking from coming from that front court. So
Hmm.
they can live without that guard.
Okay.
Jalen Johnson has been proven that he can play point guard. His heliocentrism. Giannis been proving it too. I can see them bouncing off each other. I can see Giannis even making plays for Jalen Johnson. Uh, I feel like this it will be a nasty dude. I'm telling you right now, like we do not want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, if that happens, I guess we'll see where it plays out. Cause I, as much as I am a Giannis fan, again, cause I cheered for them in the 2021 championship and everything. Like I love Giannis and everything. I love seeing his improvement. I don't know if
Yeah.
Giannis can, and I will say, you did say he's been making some more decent plays on ball. I will
Yeah.
say that has happened. But
Okay.
I don't think Giannis can be a primary ball handler for a team. I don't think that he can be the one that can bring up the ball like 70% of the time. So we'll see where that goes. Um
I agree with you, but I do want to add also, if you the type of system they run, that's why Trey Young is such an outlier.
yeah.
Why the offense looks completely different when he doesn't play.
Mhm.
Because Trey Young, he needs the ball, but when he's not playing, and you see how they're running, they're playing more of a team game.
Yeah.
Giannis fits so more in their system, except for how the system. Trey Young fit more on the Buck system than Giannis. Whoa, 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 whoa! That's a bad take. I had to stop myself.
I mean, I get what you're saying though. Like Trey Young
Yeah.
has to be on ball so that it messes up a bit of the chemistry and the flow. I said the same
Mm-hmm.
thing about Banchero with the Magic. I said, Banchero, whenever I
Yeah.
was watching pre-draft footage of him before he got drafted, that's why I put Chet Holmgren above Banchero in the draft, because I said Banchero, to me, pre-draft at least. Again,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different now that he's played a few years, but
Yeah.
pre-draft, I said Banchero needs to have the ball in his hand, and I was like, whenever I watch him off ball, he is like clapping for the ball. He doesn't do much whenever he's off ball. He's not doing much,
Yeah.
to play make off the ball, like to switch around defenders and things like that. He very much like
Yeah.
needs to be the ball handler in order to make plays and stuff. And that's what I said about
Yeah.
Banchero. So I kind of understand what you're saying about Trey Young.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's why, like, not to go on a tangent, but that's why I talk so much about the
No,
Cavs,
no,
because
you're
they
good,
share the
man.
ball.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a Nathan Bunnett episode if I didn't throw the Cavs ball movement in there one time.
Word.
But we'll keep going. We've been going about 20 minutes on this topic, so I'll choose. Let's do 3 more teams. Yeah, 3 more.
Okay.
You know what? No, let's do 4 more. Let's go through this whole top 5 because we already handled the Hawks. So let's just go ahead and do the rest of the top 5, but we'll try and do it a little bit quicker. So,
Okay.
Houston Rockets, I don't really have much to say on this, but They say the Rockets get both the Antetokounmpo brothers. They get Thanasis and Giannis. The Bucks get Sengun, Van Vliet, and a 2027 first-round pick. To me, that doesn't really make sense for the Rockets because you're trading a big guy for another big guy. Sengun is, as much as I'm a Spurs fan, so I hate the Rockets, Sengun is a proven player. It doesn't really make sense to me to trade Sengun for Giannis because to me that's like trading a pawn for a pawn in a game of chess. It's like they're not to say that Giannis and Sengun are on the level of pawns. I'm just saying like it's a 1-to-1 trade to me. But the Bucks do get a first round pick in that. So it kind of works out for them. Van Vliet is a aging player though. I think Van Vliet will probably get dropped kind of like Dame and Middleton. But they get a younger player that is similar to Giannis and Sengun, and they get that first round pick. But to me, I would lean more towards the Hawks trade where you get more first round picks. Again, that just goes back to what I keep circling back to, which is I would focus more on draft picks than players at this current moment with how the team is doing. But yeah, what do you think?
About the Rockets, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Look, now I feel like that is gonna be that camo. Like, yeah, you're messing up the whole just chemistry, everything that you built. Because you're adding somebody who is eccentric to your team, but you're removing two eccentric players.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. No, you're removing a lot of eccentric players for one player to fit into that system. So you're kind of shortchanging yourself. Also, I don't know. I just wouldn't really trade. I wouldn't want to gut somebody who's to my core and they mean a lot to my core for one player. That's the only thing why I won't trade for Giannis if I'm the Houston Rockets. That's the only thing because you have all these players that's enough for you to be a contending team. Now, you don't know if you add Giannis, is it going to mess up everything? Like,
yeah, again, I think the Rockets already have enough as is. I like that. Again, as much as I sort of hate on KD, their team is doing all right.
You was calling him washed. Now look at him, man. Yeah.
Well, I still think that I'm still on the fence about that, but I will. What I meant to say is that their first to second seed, last year, I believe it was. Also, sorry, I don't mean to cut off the flow of the conversation, but you're out of frame whenever you tilted your chair.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. It's because I had to crop the window, so I'll cut that out of the main episode. But
you're good.
But what I was like saying is the Rockets were doing decent in the playoffs. They just had to go up against the Warriors, and those teams, but they were high in seeding and they did decent. I don't think they necessarily need to make any changes. And you kind of agreed with that. So I'll just keep it moving with the Knicks, which is one that you mentioned. To me, it's kind of a similar thing as I said with the Rockets, where it seems like it's a 1-to-1 trade and it doesn't make sense to really change anything.
Yeah, I'm with you too. Why?
Yeah, it says Knicks get Giannis and Jericho Sims, and the Bucks get Cat. Paco, I'm gonna mispronounce this name because I actually don't know this player, but Pacom Dadit, and then Tyler Kolek, and then they get a 2026 first round, 2028 first round, 2030 first round, and 2032 first round. So I like the picks for the Bucks. I think the Bucks win this trade. This is a hot take, but I think that if we're comparing 1-to-1 here, I would actually take Cat over Giannis right now in the meantime. Just because Cat right now has more floor spacing ability. Cat won the 3-point contest. He can shoot threes as a center. Giannis, he has increased his 3-point. You know, whenever he was shooting threes, those clips went viral and everything. People were saying, Giannis can shoot threes now. The league is over. All that. But Giannis primarily is still pretty much a paint player. He still is sort of in that typical big man range. But I think Cat can shoot from further out and make more threes. And especially in this type of league, you know, it's become a 3-point shooting league, so I think you need more of that. And then I also think that the Bucks win the trade off of the picks for like the millionth time. So, what do you think, though? I know the Cat thing was a hot take. I see you shaking your head, but
The most hottest take I ever heard. Bro, no, I can't. Nah. You know what? Let me not act like Cat's some type of bum and like that he can never like be on the same level as Giannis on some nights. Now,
yeah,
I will say that Giannis he can consistently be a 30 and 10 and 10 player. Well, not 30, 10 and 10, obviously, but he could be around those numbers.
yeah,
On a crazy stretch versus where Cat he can have like a crazy stretch where he's not play. He's like playing like D'Lo, a 7-foot D'Lo. So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know about that. Now it just sounds crazy. Now about the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie. That trade don't sound bad. I just think that the Knicks actually win this trade, except for the Milwaukee Bucks, because the Bucks they got Bobby Portis, they got Miles Turner. Karl Anthony Towns, you got 3 bigs. It's not the 90s.
Yeah.
Even though Karl Anthony Towns, he can shoot, you know, like, yeah, but still, like, he's tall, they're slow. It's not 2K, you know, like,
Yeah.
You
But that's
can't
why I
play
was
3
saying.
bigs.
That's exactly why I was saying that I would want Karl Anthony Towns' shooting ability, though. Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna have to trade a big for a big, like in these other
Yeah.
ones where it's you know, the Rockets one for Sengun, I would rather, if I'm going to have to trade a big for a big, at least get some shooting ability in it. You know, like the better of the like the
Better of the two?
yeah, like if you have to choose between a big with no shooting and a big with shooting, then do you pick the big with shooting at least?
Yeah.
But we'll segue that into our team, which
Yeah.
I hate every trade package that has to do with the Spurs getting Giannis.
Okay.
So a lot of people are talking about the Spurs getting Giannis. I don't want to give up a guard. That's my biggest thing. If we can get him without giving up a guard, then yes.
Wait,
if we have to give up a guard,
let me go get some water. Hold on.
okay. So I said off on camera while you were gone, that the package is that the Spurs get Giannis, and that's it. They just get Giannis, and then the Bucks get, and the Spurs have to give up Stephen Castle, Harrison Barnes, Kelly Olynyk, Jordan McLaughlin, a 2027 first round, a 2029 first round, and a 2032 first round. To me, the Spurs lose this trade, bro. They're giving up so much, and I talked to some of my buddies because JX Remy and a few others, I think even you too, Ceejay, were joking with me about this. My buddy Fernando, who I started the podcast with, I got like literally 5 texts, as like 5 to 10 texts from people as soon as Giannis was looking potentially getting traded. My phone blowing up, people being like, yo, Giannis to the Spurs, what you think? Like, you happy with it? You not happy with it? And again, I told everybody, I said, I just don't want to give up a guard. That's my big thing. I also don't really want to give up the draft picks because we've drafted decent the last few years. And I always say that the Spurs have one of the best development teams ever, which is pretty well known. So we can draft and build our team, home grow our team just like OKC is right now being praised for. So I don't really want to give that up. Harrison Barnes has been pretty good in the clutch. People are calling him Mr. 100 because he's been hitting threes and doing crazy stuff to close out games. Jordan McLaughlin has been decent as well. With our injuries, with our injuries, we've had to play some more players, and Jordan McLaughlin has been getting minutes. He's been doing decent. And then Stephen Castle. I don't think you should break up Area 51 as it's called. And I also don't really want to give up another guard as well, because I think it would be very, very dangerous for the Spurs to fall into a place that they've been a few years ago, which is having no guards. And now we have some guards. We have Castle. We have what's his name? Harper. I almost forgot his name, but we have Harper. We have Fox. But the problem is we had Fox that was injured. We give up Castle, and then say that happens again where Fox gets injured. Then we're just left with Harper. So then we have just one guard. So then say we have to give up Harper in another trade, or Harper gets injured, or whatever the case is. You have no guards now. When you previously had 3 to 4 guards. And so I really think that if we can pair Giannis with Wemby, obviously it's league breaking. But if we have nobody to move the ball around, then it's pointless. So that's my take. So many people have been asking me what I think about Giannis on the Spurs, and now y'all finally get my answer. I think that a lot of the packages that have been offered, the Spurs lose it because they're giving up too much. So yeah.
All right, so let me I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm okay. I'm okay with losing one guard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with losing Fox, and I'm not saying that Fox is a bum. I'm not saying that we're not gonna miss him on certain nights. I'm saying that if I want to maximize my window, I get a real proven player. Because Fox, he's a proven player. But I'm talking about a real proven player. I'm talking about a player who got championship DNA in him. A person who will put their injury to the side and go out there and score 50 points in the NBA Finals.
Of course.
Going to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm going to sacrifice. I don't care about who if. Now, between Harper and Castle, now I know Harper, he already has his injuries. But it's whatever. And it's part of the game. You can't stop injuries. But if it was coming down to Castle and Harper, I know you don't want to break up Area 51, but I'm okay with Area 51 getting broken up. Because personally, to me, I think Stephon Castle bag is offensively limited on the perimeter. And that's what's going to slow us down. If we end up keeping this team all together, I don't think Castle can improve to being a lethal 3-point shot unless it's a standstill 3-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. All his game is proven that he's another version of, I won't say Gary Harris because that's disrespectful, but he's on that kind of trajectory of a defensive player who can play guard, who can make tough inside athletic finishes. That's Stephon Castle. And all I'm going to miss is his defense and his tenacity that he brings to the team. But we're talking about Giannis.
Yeah.
We're talking about prime Giannis.
Yeah, I agree that if we can get him for Fox, I would do it. Because, like you said, I'm more so okay getting rid of Fox. I just really don't want to get rid of our young guards. I guess I should have. I should have phrased it better.
And that's okay.
Because I said I don't want to get rid of a guard, but if I have to, then it's Fox. Because again, it goes back to me not wanting to get rid of draft picks, and like you said, maximizing the window. I would much rather have a group of younger players that are doing really well that we can have for several years than have like a win now team that's all like in their 30s. Because that's what's making OKC so like scary right now. People are saying is they won, and now they're continuing to win by keeping their players, keeping their contracts, and all of them are like just hitting their prime, and at a younger age. Like SGA is still relatively young. Chet is only in what, like his fourth season, because Wemby's in his third,
Yeah,
and
I think he just turned 21. No, like 22.
yeah, but
Right?
it'd be his fourth year, I'm pretty sure, because when this is Wemby's third year, and Chet is
Yeah,
the draft before him.
yeah.
So, but yeah, like that's what I want to do, and that's what I've been telling people even before OKC won the chip. Is like I was like, this is the way to do it, and then OKC won, and I was like, see, so, but we'll go ahead and end off this topic, with another big potential one that's just as big as the Spurs one, and then we will transition into another topic, and we've already been going for a little bit over 30 minutes, so that'll probably be our only two topics today. I did have a potential third, but I don't want to drag out the episode too much, so we'll end off this topic with the Warriors. So the Warriors get both Antetokounmpo brothers as well, and the Bucks get Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, 2026 first round, 2028 first round, 2030, 2032. Now, to me, I think the Bucks, again, they get Kuminga, who's a really good player. They get Hield, who I'm a fan of Buddy Hield as well. They get 4 first round picks. I don't like Draymond. Not just for the Bucks. I don't like Draymond as a player in general. I don't want to see him on any team. I want to see him out of the NBA. So that's just that's not even about the Bucks getting him. That's just about Draymond in general. I think he destroys any franchise he's on. That's a whole other video I can make about how he destroyed the Warriors dynasty. But but yeah.
You did just say like he destroyed every franchise he's on. He only been with one franchise.
No, I'm saying he could destroy any franchise he's on.
Oh, okay. If Draymond Green gets to the Bucks, I can. Yeah, that would be the end of his career. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's been carried by Curry for so many years, bro. And I think
Steve Kerr, he will get fired.
Yeah. I think that Giannis also, I forgot to add with my take, because I wanted to finish up what I had before you went, is I think that this will definitely push the Warriors more into win now while they still have Curry, versus saving those draft picks in order to possibly rebuild once he retires. And you kind of saw that when they got Jimmy Butler. But Curry isn't, like, Warriors fans, y'all have to accept that Curry is not going to be around forever. Y'all are acting like y'all still got Curry for another 10 years. And Curry with Giannis, yes, like, that's almost a definitive championship right there. Injuries permitting, which y'all had last year with Curry and Butler. But that leaves y'all with no future once somebody leaves. And that's the biggest issue. So y'all had these other players that were going to be your future. Again, like Kuminga, that is in this trade package that y'all would lose. Y'all had Poole that y'all got rid of because, once again, Draymond Green. Y'all had Wiggins. Y'all are going to have no future if y'all give up this many draft picks and Kuminga in this trade. So, and that's what I got. So. Sorry to cut you off, CJ, but I had to get that in. So
no, you're good. I think the same thing. Like, I feel like a lot of things will get exposed. That's the only thing I'll say. Like, the whole Warriors offense, they will just systematically change just to fit Giannis and Curry. Curry will be more of a ball handler. No more Draymond Green. So I don't even know. Giannis, he don't like setting picks. We saw him with Damian Lillard. They barely ran the pick and roll. So. It just I don't know. I'll say who really wins this trade is the really I'll say the Bucks. I feel like if look, I'm not saying like they win it like obviously they win it with it. Like they win a
Yeah.
championship. I don't think the Warriors are gonna win a championship with Curry and Giannis. Curry body, he's at the point where it's just so cooked. So I don't feel comfortable Curry playing all the way until a final. So yeah, just thinking about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, I feel like they will win more in the future because they're getting those draft picks back, and those draft picks is gonna turn out something good. And like you said, yeah, the Warriors have no future.
Yeah.
Uh, let's just say this. If they systematically change their function or how their engine is ran, do they have the players to do that though? Yeah, they're playing with the greatest shooter of all time, but is Curry comfortable playing that role of just being just having extra attention on him? Actually no, because Giannis, he's gonna take a lot of attention away from
Yeah.
him. But yeah, I don't feel like they're gonna win a championship all just because they're old. Curry's just old. Curry,
Yeah.
if we talking like Pete Curry, where he can probably just play through those injuries, then they were talking about a whole different ball game with Giannis and Curry. But Curry will not hold up. That's the only reason I feel like that's why that team will fail.
Hmm.
But other than that, though, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah.
Before we get into the next topic, I want to go ahead and say a message from this video's sponsor. So let's go ahead and roll that. Real quick, shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. If you haven't heard of SeatGeek yet, and you're trying to go to an NBA game, Tyler the Creator concert, or any sort of other event, SeatGeek compiles all of the tickets that are available from across the web and gives each a score from 1 to 10 so you know whether you're either getting the best seat or the best deal. Right now, if you don't already have a SeatGeek account, you can go and sign up and use the code NathanButtNet, that's NathanButtNet, just like the channel name, to get $20 off your first ticket purchase. That's again code NathanButtNet to get $20 off your first ticket purchased with a new SeatGeek account. Links are down in the description and in the pinned comment. Real quick, if you haven't heard yet, I record all of these podcasts live. So if you want to throw your take in real time or be a part of the conversation, you can go and check out the link in the description below to go follow me on Twitch to get notified whenever I go live. You can also go ahead and join the NathanButtNet Discord that I'm making, in which we'll be posting whenever uploads go live, as well as live game chats for the game that's going on, and other ways to interact with fans of both the channel and the NBA. So if you want to help me grow that community and be a part of people talking about basketball and these videos, go ahead and join using that link in the description below. And with all that, let's get back to the episode.
We actually about to go to an NBA game, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
So
Bet.
yeah, we got to use Nathan code. Yeah, come on guys. Yeah, log in.
And then second topic. I want to go ahead and get into Chris Paul was waived by the Clippers. The news has already been broken for a few days. I made a YouTube short about it already. I talked about the disrespect from the franchise, but I wanted to get your thoughts on it, your take on it, kind of go into a discussion about NBA as a business versus fan service and kind of the relationships with that. So what was your initial reaction when Chris Paul got waived? He got waived at 3 a.m. at an away game, which is crazy. Yeah. So just your initial thoughts, and then we can go into it a bit.
My thoughts about that Chris Paul thing. Thing is, I was asleep. I woke up to the news actually. I wasn't shocked actually because you know how they did Blake Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't be upset that I can't because they're very classless. Like I always been saying that the Clippers are just shady, terrible. Not terrible, but they let the greed consume them of just like getting stuff done. they're not thinking of legacy or what you did to the league or what you did for my team. Steve Ballmer, he did not care. He
Mhm.
like you did that under other owner. You didn't do it under me.
Yeah.
That's why he kicked them out. He was like, I don't know you, bro. What you didn't do that under my era? Like get out of
I don't
here.
know you, bro.
So,
This is a new
yeah,
phone. Who this?
like who this? Like like then he come in there and he's thinking of the nah, I'm not gonna lie. He's old. That's the only
Yeah.
thing. He's old. So like he's thinking of the team. But
Yeah.
legacy doesn't matter. He don't care about you. So every day by day, this league it just shows if you're not being selfish, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like real life. Like you're not thinking about yourself, and that's why you're in that position right now. Of
Yeah.
you're not winning or you're not getting that X amount of money. So, Chris Paul, it sucks. Clippers, classless organization. They suck. They're never gonna win a chip. I actually feel happy that they're never gonna win a chip. Kawhi stealing their money. Paul George almost fleeced them. Actually, no, Paul George did fleece them. SGA is becoming a top 20 player of all time. They don't own any of their picks, and they're
Yeah.
guess what? They're about to give OKC a dynasty.
I was about
The
to
way
say
how we talk
Clippers are
about
the main villain right now, bro. They fucked it up for
Exactly.
everybody else.
You really about the way how we talk about the Hawks and how they lose. Oh, they're about to give us a dynasty. That's exactly how the
Yeah.
Clippers are doing it right now. So I don't feel bad. Forget those dudes. They suck. Kawhi, you used to be my guy. You suck too. At this point, I low key want to
Damn.
return my Kawhi
That's
jersey.
hard coming from you because that was your logo for the longest time. That was your
Yeah,
guy. That's like
Yeah,
your
nah.
day one.
Nah. He switched up. He's not that guy who I thought he was. Okay.
Welcome
I
to
can
how
admit that.
60% of all Spurs fans felt since like 2016, my dude.
Yeah.
You're
I thought
you're
he was,
10 years late on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, again, I think this goes into, again, I talked about this goes into NBA as a business versus NBA as fan service. I've mentioned this many times whenever there are trades or moves that people don't like. I always say the same line, which is at the end of the day, the NBA and all of its teams are business, and you will have to live with that because above all, rather than people think that the NBA team's main goal is to get wins. It's not. It's to get money, just like any other business.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. But I will say this was bad for their business as well. This was terrible for them because they've been using Chris Paul and basically all of their advertising talking about giving back to the fans, and so they were intermingling those two worlds of rather than the NBA is a business versus NBA is for the fans, they made them both connected. They said the NBA, like, we're giving back to the fans, so give us money and buy tickets. But then you go and you go and like waive the main fan service guy that you've been promoting. Yeah. So it's like so ass backwards. And so a lot of people have issue with that. And again, the Clippers have sort of had this mentality for several decades where they make almost every single move to destroy their franchise. They gave away all of their picks for Paul George. They're overpaying Kawhi, being injured on the bench.
Lovely. They deserve all that.
Yeah. And the thing with me is that this looks so poor on Ty Lue as well. And I think that if the Clippers drop Ty Lue as a coach, it will be difficult for him to get another coaching job. Because a report came out that said that a big reason for this, I'm not sure if you already know, but a big reason was because Ty Lue and Chris Paul were having problems. And a lot of people said it's ironic because by getting Chris Paul, you already knew that's the atmosphere around him, is that he's going to be confrontational. He's going to be the leader. He wants his team to win. That's why the Spurs got him for a little bit, because they were like, hey, this is a veteran leader. That's what we want. Train our young core. And that's what he did. And then he dipped. And so you already knew that he was going to do that. But the biggest problem with me is that whenever I was watching the news, I was like, y'all are both adults, right? Y'all are both the grown men. Sit down and have a conversation. And then it comes out a week later after I said that's exactly what Chris Paul wanted to do. Chris Paul invited up a conversation to Ty Lue and said, look, man, I know that we don't really have the greatest opinions of each other and we're sort of at each other's throats, but for the good of the team, can we just sit down? Can we talk it out? Can we be mature adults? Like, let's take care of this so we can move forward as a team. You're the coach. I want to show that you have a good connection with your players. Like, let's talk this out. Chris Paul said that. That's what you would expect anyone to do. Ty Lue took that and said no. And now they waive Chris Paul, and Ty Lue has sort of this hanging over his head that he did not want to meet with Chris Paul. He was too stubborn. And to me, that's going to affect the Clippers even more. Because, again, Chris Paul was trying to fire up the team, even if the teammates didn't like it, and Ty Lue didn't like it and everything. But that shows to the players and to the fans and to everybody that you care more about your own ego and your stubbornness and your way of thinking than caring about your players and what you can do for them. And if you're already worried about the Clippers players being lazy, you want the coach to be the guy that these players will run into battle for, will lay down on the court for and everything. But whenever they look back at the bench and they see Ty Lue, the guy that said, nah, I don't care about having a conversation with you. You can leave. Do you really think that they're going to go out and give 100% effort for him when he just did that to another player? It's going to affect them so much more than what people realize.
And the free agency market, too. Yeah. They're going to be like, you just did a legend. Yeah. Actually, I want to add on to you about Ty Lue. I feel like he's a fraud coach. I know we have a lot of past history with coming from the Clipper fans and the Kings fans, where we just been the wrong side of them of just telling exactly how realistically how just trash their front office are, and they hate us. They don't hate their front office. They hate us though, which I feel like is just very uncalled for. Because why would you hate on the guys who's telling that your team are making wrong decisions?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we want y'all to win. Like, we saying, hey, we want y'all to be in better positions, and they hate us, Nathan. Does that make any sense? Like, what?
Yeah.
So, so yeah, it's just crazy. We talk about this. We talk about the Clippers a lot. We talk about Kings. I know. You're probably like, why the Kings just got brought up, but we talk about those teams, and it's just like, Ty Lue, he's a fraud. He hasn't done nothing without LeBron. When he won his chip, LeBron and Kyrie was that guy. He was an interim coach. He got put in. The way how we say Steve Kerr stole all his championships from Mike Brown, that's literally what Ty Lue did in that one situation. Then ever since after that, all his finals appearances, every playoff success that he had came from guys outside of his system. When the Clippers made their first conference finals appearance, that was not off of Ty Lue coaching. That's because Paul George and Reggie Jackson was playing out of their minds. I remember that. Yeah. I remember LeBron 2018. He had no help out there. Ty Lue is such a fraud. I can't. There's a lot of things that's realer than him. I know plastic that's more realer than him.
Yeah. Well, I say the same thing about Doc Rivers, so I get exactly what you're coming from. It's like
he's becoming a Doc Rivers 2.0.
Exactly. Because I say Doc Rivers Like, dude is getting jobs off of a 2008 Celtics championship where Tom Thibodeau did all the work, and you had Kevin
Yeah,
Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Rajon Rondo. So
exactly. Like, we're just not going to acknowledge that? Like, we talk about Ty Lue. I remember Ty Lue, he had like one good playoff run. That's legit. Like, that's legit his career.
mhm.
Like, come on, bro. Like, when are we going to start being real about what Ty Lue is doing? Or like how he just became complacent with how his team is going.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he comes in that locker room and he's okay with how everything is ran.
Yeah.
If you're telling me a Chris Paul coming with you talking about he want to just talk to you just to make sure everybody's on the same page, or he's reading out defensive assignments. If you have a legend Chris Paul who sees a read, if LeBron is on your team, he's old. I know it's not the same weight, but we're talking about somebody who's seasoned, who has all this IQ. They seen every play in the playbook,
Yeah.
and they see something you're not seeing. That's basically having a coach on the floor. Even the Heat took knowledge of Udonis Haslem, and Udonis Haslem is not even a playmaker. All that man do is rebound, defense, just a standard lob threat. And he does the same thing. And that's something I just can't get behind, man. I can't. All right, I'm done talking. I can't get behind this.
But yeah, I completely agree. I just have two sort of more questions to lead up to conversation, and then we'll go ahead and end it.
Okay.
So my first question is: do you think that this is going to be something that people talk about for years, or is this going to be sort of a quick news like we talk about it this season and that's it? Because I could see it going both ways, where like people are pissed off at the Clippers, and then like in a year they forget about it, or I could see it being the other way, which is we constantly talk about other Hall of Fame ballot players. We talk about people like Dirk, we talk about people like Manu, we talk about all these Hall of Fame players, how their career went, how it ended. And so that's anytime you talk about Chris Paul, that is going to be in the conversation. So you bring up the Hall of Fame player, point guard, Chris Paul, and then the conversation at some point is going to, if he doesn't get re-signed anywhere, which I don't think he will, because I already talked about that a little bit, that he said he wants to stay in LA. So it's either this is the end of his career, or he signs like a 10-day with the Lakers or some shit. That is always going to be part of the conversation now, is that this is how his career ended, by being shit on by the Clippers. I think that is sort of going to be revolving around Hall of Fame talk.
I don't think his career ended. You don't think nobody gonna? I mean, I know you just said what you just said, but like, I don't know.
I think this is it, man. I've talked about that, where that's the sad part about it. I think that's it, because he went to the Clippers because he wanted to stay in LA with his kids. And I don't think he goes to another team just to retire with them rather than just staying with his kids.
What about the Lakers?
He could do with the Lakers. I joked about that, and again, I made a YouTube short talking about this, and I joked about that in the YouTube short. I said it would be the funniest shit of all time, because it would be full circle from the Vito trade, where he finally gets to play on the Lakers.
Right.
But I don't think I don't see it happening. I don't think, after playing for the Clippers, I don't see him going to the Lakers.
Okay.
But yeah. Do you have anything to add to that, or you want me to go into my second bullet point?
I'll say just go into that second bullet point, because I definitely said like a lot right there.
No, you're good. Yeah. That's exactly why we're talking and stuff. So my second thing is, and I'm going to make a full video about this, but do you think that this is going to be the first domino in retirements? Because I think it might be. I think Chris Paul wanted to retire. He announced it. I think it begins, and like by 2030, we see a ton of people are gone. Yeah.
I mean, Danilo Gallinari retired.
Mm-hmm.
Manu retired. Tony Parker retired. Everybody's retired, bro. I'm not gonna lie. LeBron. It actually. There's a huge chance LeBron even retired this season.
Yeah, I think he's
But
secretly so this is a hot take, but and I
okay,
haven't said this on anywhere yet, so I guess this will be the first
yeah,
place I say it is on the podcast.
okay,
I think that LeBron is secretly going to
yeah,
retire this year. I think that he is not going to announce it until his final game is played. Because I don't think that he wants to do, like, he played with Bronny already. It's year 23. 23 is his number.
yeah,
I think that he, at the end of his last game, he says, all right, that's it, guys. Rather than doing the whole Kobe thing of having the entire season be about him leaving and everything like that. I think
yeah,
that with the amount of stuff he's done in the NBA, he wants to just exit and that be it. Now, I could see the other argument, though, which is the exact opposite, which I could agree with because, again, people call me a LeBron hater, which is that
yeah,
LeBron's ego is so big that that would never happen. He would want to make it the whole season about him leaving. And every game is confetti about him leaving and people selling the bags of LeBron Air just like the bags of Kobe Air and shit like that. Like I could see it
yeah.
going both ways, but
I can see. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I don't want to know. LeBron. I know you're not really that fond of LeBron, but
yeah.
LeBron to me,
You think LeBron's the GOAT,
if
which we've talked about before. MJ's the
bro,
GOAT, but
we don't have that much time.
we don't have time for it, but yeah.
Yeah. Look, I gotta look. If you know, you know, man. You
Yeah.
just. I feel like at this point, I'm gonna say this now. I'm declaring it. And 'cause I want you to be. Cause I was already saying this, but I want you just to remember. Victor Wembanyama, when it's all said and done, number one all time.
He'll be the GOAT. Yeah.
And yeah,
Injuries permitting, which again I mentioned in the video top
yeah,
right. So go check that out.
yeah,
Because that was gonna be my
yeah,
third topic if we had time. Is I made a video
yeah,
about I said that Wemby is handling injuries better than most big men, and people said
yeah,
it's too early to make that claim and that I jinxed it and that he'll get injured like Greg Oden. But I'm like, hey, we're already in our third year. Like he's doing
yeah.
okay. So, but we'll see what happens, and maybe we can talk about that on the next podcast, whether it be with me or with you or whoever. We'll talk about
Yeah.
Wemby injuries and everything. But if you have anything, do you have anything else to add, or you want to go and wrap it up there?
I do want to add, Nathan. We're about to enter 2026.
Yes, sir.
This year it was not really a good year, analytically for us on YouTube, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully next year we lock in and we do everything that we need to do. Cause
Mm-hmm.
guys, we just age like fine wine when it comes to our taste, man.
Yeah.
Even if it sounds
True.
crazy,
True.
like even though Nathan, this is why I say I like about being on a co-host with you. Uh, it might sound crazy, but we know there's a probability of anything that could happen, so we just
Yeah.
know it just don't sound that crazy.
Yeah.
Like we don't say the most crazy takes. We don't say the most asinine takes. We say the most logical takes.
Pattern
Like
recognition.
you can make an argument,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just that's the
It's
best
that
thing I'll say
ADHD
about
superpower, dog. Pattern recognition.
yeah.
But
So
yeah, man, like you said, like you said
yeah.
in the very beginning, it's gonna be 5 years of me doing Nathan But Net. When did I meet you my first year in or my second year in?
Yeah, I think it was first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be around
Yeah.
5 years us working together as well. I wasn't sure if it was 5 or 4, But yeah,
It's a great root chat, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so CJ is one of the day ones, so go support him. I'm gonna put his stuff down in the description. But just like CJ said, I'm gonna go hard next year, man. 2026, I got some stuff planned, so stay tuned. If you want to see all of that stuff and you want to see more videos like this as well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below to see some more stuff like this. Share the video around, all that good stuff to people that you think might enjoy it, as it does help me out as well. Right here is the video that YouTube thinks that you will enjoy the most, and right here is going to be the rest of the podcast playlist if you want to go ahead and go on a binge spree. And with all that said, that will be Nathan Burnett, episode 86.
14 left.